home. I am Ray Palmer, and it is my honor to be the president of Pensacola Sports. Thank you all for being here for what is a rather long overdue ceremony. Pensacola Sports, formerly Pensacola Sports Association, and still PSA to many of you, was founded in 1955 and incorporated in 1956. Over those 69 years, we've had 4 homes, at least 4 that I know of. The first on Navy Boulevard, the second in the back of the Pensacola Civic Center / Bay Center, and of course most recently on Main Street, the heart of downtown Pensacola. As you all know, Pensacola Sports, PSA, has a truly deep and wonderful history in our community. So much so, there will be no history lessons today, as we would be here way too long. What I will share is a quick story on how this project came about. As our downtown lease was running out and it was time for us to find a new home, we were looking everywhere for a new site with very little luck. When some of our board members who had a relationship with Pensacola State, formerly PJC, and still PJC to many of you, you feel a common theme there? PSA, PJC, PSC, yeah. Suggested we reach out to the college to inquire about the possibilities of relocating the campus anywhere on campus. We were thrilled to be told the college was open to discussions. So we scheduled a campus tour of a few options. After several visits, lots of discussions, and maybe a little arm twisting, mostly of mine, we worked out a plan to take this building, a former daycare center, gut it, and I hope you saw the pictures inside, gut it, transform it into the beautiful building you see today. I'd like to thank a few people who helped me see the vision I couldn't see. First and foremost, friend, board member, and general contractor extraordinaire, Mike Clark of Hanto and Clark. Mike talked me off the ledge more than a few times with the simple, comforting words of, Ray, it's gonna be beautiful, I promise. He was right. In addition to Mike and his amazing team of superintendents, skilled tradesmen, and subcontractors, I want to thank the building committee set up by then board chairman and also lead cheerleader and my personal daily mentor, Jim Barron. The committee Jim put, a hand for Jim Barron, please. The committee Jim put together included Patty Mohan, Jeff Rogers, Amy Marquez, Tish Patel, who lent his construction expertise to review all construction documents, Kevin Sluter, who also provided the beautiful flooring for the project, and Ray Kessler, who not only was part of the committee but also did all the interior design work, picking colors, furnishings, and much more to the rebuild. Lastly, I want to thank George Coper of George Coper and Associates for his architectural design and vision. I would ask all of you who are here to please stand and be recognized. And now I would like to bring up our current board chairman and my latest cheerleader and mentor, Mr. Will Moore.
Ray's been sick. All right, in the spirit of standing, I want to do something that Pensacola State College I've always admired that they do at their events. I think Dr. Meadows has done it, but I know I've seen it. And we're going to ask people to stand up, so bear with me. So if you're a past board member or board chair, Jim Barron, please stand up and remain standing. All right. If you are a past event committee member, please stand. So one of our committee members for any of our events, please stand. If you are a previous or current sponsor of any of our events, please stand. All right, Ray, we're going to have to work on that sponsor thing in light of the sports tourism bill in the legislature. We have no sponsors stand up. If you have ever attended a Pensacola Sports event, please stand. There we go. Finally got everybody. I was hoping that was going to work out. All right, so you can see the magnitude. You can see the magnitude that Pensacola Sports has had in this community for the decades that Ray has mentioned, and we are certainly grateful for all of you for being here. And that theme, we're so happy to partner with Pensacola State College, who arguably has had the most sustainable impact in this community for quite some time. And so it's a very great honor of ours to be here on this campus. And of course, as Ray mentioned, was frankly one of the easiest decisions our board has ever made, aside from the lifetime ban that we gave Ted Roy for the double bridge run incident last year. Yeah, that was by far the easiest decision. But seriously, this was a very easy decision for our board to select this as our new home for what we hope is the next 50 to 100 years right here on Pensacola State College. And so we'll forever be grateful for Dr. Meadows. There is a few special guests in the audience that I would like to recognize that have been major contributors to the success of Pensacola Sports for all the years that Ray just alluded to. Obviously, first and foremost, Pensacola State College President Dr. Ed Meadows, Chief Deputy, Escambia County Sheriff's Office, and current Vice Chair of the Board of, did I get all the titles right? Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees here on Pensacola State College, my good friend who I stomped around in that parking lot with when it was Pensacola Junior College, doing things much different than we do nowadays in our professional career. Andy Hobbs, that's a lot of titles. Hope he's still here. Pastor Ted Traylor, where we have our senior scholar night every year at Olive Baptist Church. I think I saw him here earlier. Michael Rhodes, I saw walk up. Michael is a great contributor to the success of many of our events out at Brosenham and all of the Escambia County owned events. And I think you might be the only Escambia County representative. I don't see any of your bosses here. So you get to wear that badge today, Michael. I appreciate it. And then, of course, Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Robert Bender. Appreciate you being here today. You know, being given the opportunity to partner with Pensacola State College, as I said, was such an honor, not only because of the legacy that Pensacola State College has, the legacy that Pensacola Sports has, but quite frankly, geographically, it gave us the opportunity to have a more central location. No shade at the city of Pensacola, but this is a much better fit than where we were in downtown Pensacola for our event organizers who are here on the front row to have this space and be able to customize this space, more importantly, thanks to Michael Clark, was critical into the effective sports management that our staff perform for the more than 40 to 50 events every year. We just didn't have the proper space. Michael gave us that space, even though Ray couldn't see it. We're very grateful that you talked him off that ledge. And you know, it's because we are double bridge run on Pensacola Beach that brings 4,000 participants to our community every year, all the way, as I just mentioned, that Michael puts together the SEC Women's Soccer Tournament in Cantonment that brings 16 of the premier collegiate programs to this community every year. So right here on the campus of Pensacola State College is a great fit for us, and one that I hope, again, long past both Ray and I, that our successors are here and all of our staff will be able to use this facility for many, many years to come. Finally, and as much as Ted Roy would like you to think that he is solely responsible for this project, that is not the case. This is really the product of the hard work and efforts of really two people. Ray's already mentioned one of them. My predecessors, former board chair Jim Barron, and then former board chair, who unfortunately I did not see here today, Doug Bates. They really did the heavy lifting, the mountain moving to make this project happen, and this organization will forever be indebted to you and Doug for your vision, your passion, and your efforts towards this project. I'm excited to be here today. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Welcome to the home of Pensacola Sports. And at this time, I would like to ask Dr. Meadows to say a few words.
Thanks, Bill. You did a great job. I think you got that idea from commencement, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. Ray, when we first began discussing the possibility of you being on campus, a lot of people had circled that around, and two individuals in particular, our past athletic director, Bill Hamilton, and baseball coach. You stand up, Bill. I know you've been on the board with Pensacola Sports, but we appreciate you being here today. And of course, Brian Llewellyn, who followed in Bill's footsteps. He is our athletic director and baseball coach. So Brian, would you stand up and be recognized? I think we ought to give him a round of applause. Good about Bill. And you know, the chamber came out today, so with all the chamber staff and board members, would you stand? Let's see where you are. I know, Will, you're back there, and also we appreciate y'all being here. How many people had actually attended this college? Raise your hand. Keep your hands up. How many people's children or grandchildren attended? Raise your hand. All right. For those that have not, you will in the future, I'm sure, have somebody that will attend Pensacola State College. But this is a wonderful partnership. It takes a bit. Hey, here comes Margie Moore. Yay. Let's give Margie a round of applause as she approaches. Yay! Margie is a past board of trustee member for 18 years, and she served as chair twice. And she loves Pensacola State sports, and she loves sports in general. But she's been a huge contributor to Pensacola State on the athletic side, and also has an advanced scholarship here that we named the Student Center in honor of her and Alan. But a lot of you have donated to the college, and this is just another way for Pensacola Sports to also donate to the college, because our direct and indirect benefit of being on campus is tremendous. With all kinds of youth activities in the summer during the year. Robert, are you here because you got an eye on this as a voting area? Maybe. Watching Ray.
Yes, sir.
You'll have voters in here on voting day. But anyway, to the board members that agreed to do this, and to the board members that agreed to make an endowment to the college to have this for $1 a year for the next 50 years. And I promise, Will, that after 50 years, I'll be more than happy to negotiate another 5 years. I'll put it in my will. All right? But not only will I not be here, but Bill won't be here either, will you, Bill? We wish. How important is athletics in Pensacola? Well, as already been mentioned, you know, the SEC Women's Soccer Championship is here. We're building right over there a soccer field, and we're hoping that we'll have men's soccer here one day in addition to women's. But we have 25 to 27 young ladies that attend here, and they and their coach went a long way last year in their second year to get to the Nationals. The volleyball coach, Patty, she got us to the Nationals. Bill and his counterpart in softball, they got the conference title and went to the state. So our esports team has been here 4 years, and 2 out of 4 they've brought back a national title in one of the categories. And you always know when esports people show up at sports banquets, because they don't look like anybody else. They are fun geeks with sometimes glasses, sometimes long hair, but they are Pensacola State student athletes nonetheless. So we appreciate the partnership. I'm glad this facility, this was stick built when it was built, and I think Sheridan Hedrick told me that she built this building when stick-built was okay, but you can't put college classes in a stick-built facility, and they did it right. It's metal studs inside, and it'll be here long after 50 years, I suspect. And Pensacola Sports, I know, will be here. But when you have a commuter campus, except for athletes, you need to find ways to have a sense of place. And a sense of place means things like the visual arts, performing arts, student organizations and clubs, and of course athletics. So we're tickled to death to be here. I'm glad that Chief Hobbs showed up to support you, Will, but he is a strong advocate for Pensacola State, having come here, and his wife as well. And now serving as the vice chair of not only the board of trustees but our charter high school that will have close to 200 students this fall, which is dual enrollment, where they get their associate degree in the high school diploma. So I couldn't help push Pensacola State a little bit to all these folks. Hope that's okay. But Ray, again, thank you. I appreciate you and your leadership. We'll appreciate your leadership and all of you that had a part in making this a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Meadows. And believe me, I already, from day one, once I realized how big of windows they were going to put in for me and where they were going to put me, and that the baseball field was right there. And of course, then when the soccer field went from way over there to right here, I am one happy gentleman. They're going to have a hard time kicking me out. Oh, they were ready to kick me out. They're about done with me. Thank you. Margie, I'm so happy you made it. Margie, in addition to being a major part of Pensacola State College, she and Alan are long time family friends and part of Pensacola Sports as well. As you've all seen in Will's demonstration, the amazing outreach of Pensacola Sports and Pensacola State College, and I absolutely stole that from you, the process of who's been a part of it. My wife, I guess, should have stood up and said she got a husband here because despite the fact that we were high school classmates together, we knew each other, but both of us went off to college for a year. She's going to hate me. No, she's not. She still loves me. She and I both went off to college and for separate reasons came back to Pensacola State College. Ended up in the same math class together, and she sucked at math. We had a good mutual friend who she was looking for a date for one of these girls ask guys dates, and our mutual friend said, "You need to ask Ray," and she did. And 44 plus years later, here's to my bride. All right, so nothing happens without Pensacola Sports, without our staff, our volunteers, and committees. I want to recognize our staff who, despite all the things we do, keep everything moving forward. So if you'll stand, please, staff: Amy Marquez, Katie Gardaki, Laura McCullers, Adam Cooper, Crystal Kinzer, and our young intern, Savannah Jacoby, and recently retired Candy. Did Candy stay or did she sneak back out? Candy! Yeah, she retired. The story of her life. She'd had enough, she walked away. Mike Capps, thanks for showing up. I know you've got a busy day with lots of graduations, and I appreciate everything you do for Pensacola Sports. And we recognize that my Michaels, as I call them, for the SEC and the Sun Belt Conference, I can assure you none of what the major things we do happen without those two guys. They are rock stars, and we owe them a ton. I also want to thank the businesses who provided products and the planning committee for today's celebrations. Vicki Etheridge is a cake maker who, when I saw the cakes today, I asked Joe Tyler, who Joe had done so much, and I was like, God, those cakes are pretty. He said, yeah, well, the people that were supposed to make them wouldn't return my call. I was like, well, where did they come from? He said, I pulled the rabbit out of the hat. So I don't know how you get in touch with Vicki Etheridge, but those cakes are beautiful. Thank you for your efforts on pulling that off. Also, Lewis Bear Company and all that they have done for us for more years than I know that I've been a part of Pensacola Sports, and many others have as well. And Bubba's 33. Bubba's provided tons of the food inside. It just showed up again. I hope you will patronize them. I am having lunch with Bill Hamilton there tomorrow, and Ted, unless they throw us out, which they threatened to before. But the committee that put this event on, the actual committee, was Jim Barron, Joe Tyler, Ray Kessler, Jeff Rogers, Brian Llewellyn, Will Moore, and Pensacola Sports' own Adam Cooper. They all stand up, get a hand. Sit, bud. Okay, now, so what we all came for, beyond listening to me and Will and Dr. Meadows chat, is for an official ribbon cutting ceremony. I've never had one of these. This is kind of fun. So I'm going to invite Will and the chamber group to please come up, and any current board members, past board members, wants to be in the picture, I hope you will come up. I want you to come be in the picture and help operate these scissors. And then, afterwards, let's go back inside where it's cooler. We got ping pong, we got games, we've got cold Lewis Bear product, we got all kind of fun stuff and food for you to enjoy. Please do so.
We're gonna do it right. Get it off. You're good. I'll get some pictures.
Okay, do not cut, but smile right here.
All right, hold it. Everybody look.